What up, Blockheads? Today we are doing a coolant change on the Yamaha R6. Alright, so I bought this bike used, so I don't really know what maintenance has or has not been kept up on it. Regardless, whenever I took the fairings off, I did notice that the reservoir for the coolant was really low, basically beyond low. So what we're going to do is we're going to flush the system and basically fill it up with some new coolant. We have some engine ice right here. You should only need one half gallon of this. After we drain this, we're going to fill the system with some distilled water and then basically run the bike, get the fans going so that it fills the radiator, and then we're going to drain the water out. And then after we drain the water out, we're going to go ahead and fill it with the engine ice. To get started, you're going to want to remove the mid and lower fairings. And in addition, you're also going to want to remove the fairing piece right here, which you can do with the exact same tools, 4mm hex. So you're just going to loosen this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. You just need access to the cap here. What we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to open the drain plug right here. Also, just to note, you should be doing this while the bike is cold, not after you've ridden it or anything, because this would be very hot otherwise. So you want to do what while the bike is cool. Hey, you want to make sure you keep that washer on there as well. So it's going to be barely dripping. It's because there's actually like kind of a vacuum. You know, like if you hold the end of a straw and you lift it up out of a drink, it stays in there. So it's kind of like the same thing. So as soon as you loosen this up, this should start flowing pretty good. Hey, if you want to stop it from splashing everywhere, there you go. That works. So, should have noted, if you want to wear gloves, you can wear gloves. My hands are wet, so these aren't going on too well, but better than nothing. You're also going to need a funnel. So, after that's all drained out, you're going to want to put the bolt back in. You don't have to tighten it down all crazy. You're actually just going to be filling it up with water at this point. So you've also got this drained, and we're going to be putting it back onto here and rerunning the hose and filling it with water as well. Alright, so at this point you're going to take your distilled water, go ahead and start filling the radiator. Up to this point, we have drained the system of the original coolant. We have filled it with distilled water, replaced the cap, and then fill the reservoir. Now this should actually maybe fill up a little bit more, but we're gonna basically turn the bike on. We're gonna let it run, let it heat up until the fans start to spin. Then we're going to shut it off, and then we're going to let it cool down, and then you're going to want to drain the water that's in there, and then we're going to fill it with coolant. Alright, we've let it run for a bit. Now this is going to be warm to the touch. I mean, you can feel that is definitely warm. So you're going to want to be careful. Let it cool down for a little bit, usually recommended. But basically what we've done now is we've ran the distilled water through the system. So what we want to do now is drain that distilled water out of the system so that we can put the new coolant in. So you guys see how it's still a little bit blue. It's actually picked up a lot of that old coolant. It's hot, man. It's steaming. Alright, so that is finished draining. I'm actually going to run a little bit more distilled water through here just to see what color comes out. Yeah, it's still kind of blue, so I'm going to go ahead and run the distilled water through the system one more time. All right, fill it up again, ran it for a little bit, heated it up, gonna drain it again. But would you look at that, it is running clear this time around, so if you guys are able, I would recommend running it through twice. So just wait for that to drain, take this back off, drain that out, and then we're gonna go ahead and fill it up with coolant. At this point, second round of distilled water has been drained out, so we are going to start putting in the engine ice. So you're going to put the bolt back into the drain plug, or the drain plug bolt back in, and snug it down. And we're going to slowly start filling up the radiator with the engine ice. Alright, this stuff pours out super sloppy out of that, so I poured it into a cup so I can pour it into here easier without dripping it all over the place. Gonna turn the bike on, run it again, make sure that there's no leaks, and if there's no leaks, then that is it. You have replaced your coolant. Alright, so that's it. Pretty easy process. You should have a little bit of coolant left over, which, I mean, keep it, you know, stuff's kind of expensive. I think it was like 23 bucks when I got it, so recap it, stick it on the shelf. How about 2 of them, just in case. So at this point, you are just going to reverse everything, reinstall your fairings, reinstall the top fairings, and then the mid and lower fairings, and you're good to go. I'm keeping them off just because I'm having them wrapped. But that is the process. If you guys need links to any of the products, distilled water, you can buy that at any grocery store. But the coolant or the tools or anything like that, or the pan, I will drop the links below in the description. Just as a disclaimer, I am not a certified mechanic or anything like that, so see the disclaimer below. Just a dude in a garage who enjoys working on his bikes. If you guys have any questions, feel free to post them up in the comments below, and hope it's helped. If you guys enjoy the episode, be sure to hit the like button. If you guys aren't subscribed already, hit the subscribe button as well. And until next time, you guys ride safe out there. Stay vigilant, and I will catch y'all later. Deuces.